What's it like being involved in the missionary field in Rome, Italy? Hey everyone, I am going to drink an Actino. Just thought you might like to know that. Third trimester is still pretty rough, food-wise, hunger-wise, and I just decided to drink this rather than eat something, so I got to wait till dinner. Okay, so maybe the first question I should answer is what it was like growing up as a missionary kid, an MK. There can be pros and cons to this, or I don't know if I should say exactly cons, but hardships for sure. So I'll just start with the good, with the things that I am thankful for. I'm thankful for the opportunity that God gave me to be part of this experience. My parents came to Rome when I was 4. I mean, I had my first birthday here. We came a month before my 4th birthday to Rome. They came as missionaries, and so I got to be a part of that, starting a new church, evangelization, so on and so forth. So for me, it is a privileged life in some aspects. It's privileged in its hardships, I should say, but it's also, there are also moments of real encouragement and blessings that we have experienced during our many years here. Just seeing how the Lord worked and used my parents, particularly in so many different lives around us. We really can't do anything on our own, and so just seeing how God can use you in all your human weakness, it's very humbling. It is. As far as hardships go, it was difficult. We didn't have any other Christian friends growing up that lived near our area. Actually, the closest friends we had that shared our faith lived about a couple of hours away for most of our childhood. So my siblings and I grew up, with other kids, but it could be hard not sharing the same faith, in some aspects, or sometimes, we would be misunderstood, especially when we would refrain or wouldn't do certain things that other kids were allowed to do, or say things that other kids were allowed to say. Thankfully, we did have fun times also with our friends, but there were moments when we would be made fun of or targeted for standing for certain beliefs and things. But anyway, living in Italy. What's it like living in Italy? Well, the food's good. The food's really good. I've lived here practically my entire life, and it's so weird how I've always somehow maintained more of an American culture as far as even personality wise, or even my sarcasm. I never really conformed to Italian sarcasm. I really don't get a lot of the jokes. And I mean, I get what they mean, they just don't make me laugh. And even my mentality and the way I would go about things and what I expect from others, I mean, my mindset, it just stayed American. We would travel back to the States. My parents would, visit their supporting churches, and we would also visit my mom's family, which is from the States. I've always felt so at home there. I always felt more understood. But, so as I said in my introduction video, I think, I had always planned to move back to the States after turning 18, but that never did happen. For one reason or another, I kept on just staying here in Rome. And then I met my husband, Army, and we both thought that we were going to move to the States at a certain point. He was studying to be a radiologist, and I was a freelancer in graphic design, and we were just going to move to the States. But then we kind of felt called to stay in Rome and be part of the ministry that my parents had already started. They were continuing here, and we just felt called to stay and help them and be part of it. I took it hard, probably a few days, and knowing me, that was kind of like a confirmation for me, that I was meant to stay because I had always dreamt of moving back to the States and living in the States. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I had my mind and my heart set on. When things started changing, I think they changed first for Army and then for me. I was kind of bummed, but I wasn't like as bummed as I thought I would be. And I just felt this peace within me, which was obviously God sent, because I mean, knowing myself, the thought of staying here and continuing my life here at the time would have really been a big disappointment for me for several reasons. I just had my heart set on moving to the States. So the fact that then I just felt this peace and even this happiness to stay and this eagerness to, do things, and especially be involved in the church and with our publishing houses, publishing Christian literature. It was so weird how, I just spent a couple of days kind of, disappointed, and then I just felt fine about it. I just felt so peaceful about it and happy about it. So that was kind of a confirmation for me, because I knew how deeply I wanted to move. So I guess we're getting to the main point of this video. What's it like being part of the ministry? So, again, I would say it has its hardships, but it also has its blessings. So my husband and I, we're part of the ministry in different ways, but I would say mainly we're really involved in the publishing ministry. My husband is a full-time translator. And I say full-time, but, he also takes care of several other things. And when it comes to evangelization or visiting people in need or even preaching at times. I mean, he does so much more than translating, but let's just say that's what he spends most of his days doing, translating. So he translates books from English to Italian or from Latin to Italian. And I take care of the page layouts and book covers. And then we have other people that, take care of that are involved as well, proofreading and, and managing the orders. And we also have another guy that takes care of the website. So that would probably be what we're mainly involved in. But other aspects would be the church. I really like to take care of it as far as cleaning goes. I'll go there once a week and just make sure that everything is, clean and orderly. I also teach in Sunday school. It's a real privilege to be able to teach the children of our church, and it's humbling, and also sometimes I feel like this pressure because I want to give lessons of substance, things that will really help them to mature in several areas. I like to talk about all sorts of topics with the children because there are so many topics, there's so many areas in life to cover. And I know that life is not easy, and there are certain ways to go about life that are, more helpful than others. We really enjoy being involved also, when there are people in need or people that are going through a rough time. Being a means of support to them is very important to us, whether it be daily phone calls or going to visit them, reading the scriptures together, praying for them. There's just so many ways to encourage people, and that's something that we're really passionate about because we know how much encouragement is needed, how much friendship is needed. And like I said before, sometimes my husband will preach in our church from time to time. So yeah, if I were just to answer in a really simple manner, I would say that being part of the ministry is a blessing with which many hardships come along. And the more I go on in life, the more I see that a lot of good can come from difficult times. I've learned so much. I think that the most important lesson that I have learned throughout life, through painful experiences, is how to rely on God. And I feel like I still have a long way to go. I feel like I have so much to learn in that aspect, on how to just completely rely on Him, completely trust in what is going on. Because sometimes I can still struggle with wanting to resolve problems. And I think that there's nothing wrong with trying to resolve problems in general, but then sometimes you just got to take a step back when you see that your effort isn't going anywhere or changing anything. Sometimes you just have to say, I'm just going to let God handle this, and I'm just going to do my best to push through and stay positive and trust in His plan. Because sometimes, it can be discouraging too. Like there are times when you will give, you will do your best, and sometimes you wonder if it's helpful at all. I very often feel unworthy of teaching or comforting myself, because I can feel so low, sometimes, or I consider myself to be someone who has so much to learn and so many things in life. So sometimes I just feel so unworthy and so unfit to be, doing what I'm doing. But when I see how God can even use someone like me to help someone else, it's humbling. Okay, I feel like I'm just like rambling a lot in this video. Another video I thought about doing was a video answering the question what it's like to work at home with your husband. And I'll probably just answer very quickly because I know that everyone has their own thing going on, has their own experience. Personally, I love it. I love it because I get along with him so well. I consider him to be my best friend. We just have so much in common, and we know how to be very much involved in each other's lives, but also how to let each other have their own space. So we're not like invasive in each other's lives. We're involved, but not invasive, if that makes sense. But I just love spending time with him, even if it's, I'm on my computer and he's on his computer, and we'll at work, we'll put our hours in. And, I love asking his opinions, especially when I work on book covers. I love to be able to just like turn around and say, can you come and look, and what do you think about this? Or do you think I should do the title bigger? It's just fun. It's fun experimenting. So, I'm really thankful to God because so many people, when we shared the calling that we were having to stay and work in the ministry and work from home together, a lot of people kind of discouraged us from doing that, especially me personally. I had several women come and say, that's such a bad idea. You cannot work with your husband. You cannot stay home with your husband. One of you needs to work outside the house, So that kind of got me nervous. I was like, at the time, he's been my best friend ever. Even before we fell in love or anything. So, to me, I just always loved to be around him. So the thought of working from home never was scary until, people started telling me that. And so I was like, oh man, what's going to happen? So I kind of felt this negative vibe. Like, am I foolish to do this? Am I foolish to think that we can pull this off? But thank God, till now, we've been married for 5 years and a half. And till now, I honestly can say that I still love what we're doing. I do. I find him to be very supportive, and I try to support him. And I just don't feel like we spend too much time together. So, the short answers would probably be fun and enjoying. I really can't find a negative aspect so far as working together. Now, can loneliness kick in? Yes, it can. Not having other colleagues, working from home, it does have its cons in the sense that, by the end of the day, you spend most of your time in the house, most of the days, then there are times when, we'll go out and go visit people and spend time with friends and stuff. But, usually we'll just be doing our thing at home, and, it's fine. So yeah, every now and then we might miss having other colleagues. But I guess, a lot of freelancers go through this thing. There's obviously the aspect in working from home that you do not have colleagues. But, I guess, if you have your own friends and, maintain a social life, you can get by. I feel like I could talk a lot more about how to cope with working from home, tackling the several hard aspects of working from home, I guess. for now, I will just end it here because this video is just getting way longer than I thought it would. So I'm going to stop for now. I feel like there's so much more I want to say, but I'm just going to cut it short. I'm going to end it here and just say thank you for watching till now. If you made it till the end, wow, I'm impressed. And I would love to hear, if anyone has, whether you two are working from home or you're an MK or you're living overseas or whatever, feel free to share your experience, your story. I would love to hear from you. And I guess that's it. So till next time.